Hey guys, we're here with Tony Jones, aka Radar X or Radar Z now. He is the community manager for H1Z1. My name is Adam Clegg. I'm a game designer for H1Z1, and we're here with Tony to talk about the lore of the game, or Radar Z. Sorry, we're here to. I know him as Tony, so I call him Tony. We're here to talk about the lore of H1Z1. So, Radar Z, tell us a little about the lore. Like, you wrote it yourself, correct?
Well, I discovered it more than I wrote it.
Oh, you discovered it.
There's a lot of history behind H1Z1, and our research is actually still pulling together a lot of facts.
I see. Very mysterious here.
We've done a lot of research on an island called Pavaglia.
Should I be scared of this island called Pavaglia?
I would not go there. You couldn't pay me enough to go there.
If anybody doesn't know what Pavaglia is, Google image Pavaglia and you'll have nightmares. Basically. It was on Ghost Adventures. People have been getting possessed there.
I didn't see that episode, but yeah.
So tell me about the island of Pavaglia. What is this island?
So, just to give you a very boring history lesson, Pavaglia was a haven against barbarian attacks in the 4th, 5th century.
I'm getting scared.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be yet.
Okay.
Later
I'm already
on,
getting scared.
It was developed into a fort, but at a certain time during the plagues of Europe during the Middle Ages, they decided this is where they wanted to bring people to die. Wow. So it's rumored that a couple 100,000 people died on this island from plagues.
200,000 people died on this island.
That is correct.
From a plague.
That is correct.
So they say.
So they say.
Okay.
It's our current belief that the H1Z1 virus was actually created during this time, or a variant of the H1Z1 virus. We believe that what H1Z1 actually turned into was actually started here on this island.
In the Dark Ages.
In the Dark Ages.
Wow. So this place has been around for a while.
It's been around for a pretty long time. It was very Napoleon Bonaparte fought battles there. I
saw that movie.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Yeah. No, not quite that one.
Oh, okay. I don't know who you're talking about then. Okay.
That's okay.
Just keep going.
All right. The plague victims were sent to this island, and this is where they went to die. It was later built into a mental institution where they took mentally ill patients.
So wait, first it was a place where hundred thousands of people died, and now it becomes a place where they open a mental institution? That seems like the last place you would want to open a mental institution is where a plague of people have died.
Land may be really cheap.
I guess so.
We think there's a little more to this. We're still doing a lot of research behind this. Really what it comes down to is we believe, or at least I believe, the 2009 H1Z1 was the hoax actually was real. We believe.
What 2009 hoax?
The H1Z1 hoax.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create a timeline here. So first it was Dark Ages, then it was the insane asylum that was built when?
This was built in the 20s. Now, how the disease actually got to the United States, we believe may have happened sometime during the 40s. It may have happened during World War II.
I was going to say, something happened during the 40s.
Sure. May have happened during World War II. A lot went on. There was a lot of experimentation. There was a lot of technology.
Are you maybe saying, or maybe you're not saying, that during World War II, things might have happened with this H1Z1 virus?
Things may or may not have happened. We're not definitive just because I'm personally a little afraid of what may happen if we give out too many details.
So what happened after the 40s?
So after the 40s, things kind of went dark. There
was no H1Z1 reports?
Not many.
Okay.
We think that it may have been released again later in the early 2000s. Just random reports. You may have heard from Cambodia, from Mexico. It may have been accidentally released. Accidentally.
So now bring us to 2009. What happens now?
So 2009, the world creates the H1Z1 hoax. The funny thing, though, today is the 5th anniversary of when the CDC had to acknowledge the H1Z1 virus.
And who is the CDC?
The Center for Disease Control.
Okay. Could have been anybody.
5 years ago.
We live in a world of acronyms, people.
That's very true. It's very true. The government is very big.
So it's not a hoax. You're saying
it is not a hoax. It is not a hoax.
The H1Z1 virus is real.
We believe it's real.
Okay.
We believe you're basing your game off something that's very, very real.
That's actually happened.
Yes.
I see. Well, I don't want to go to sleep now.
Well, that's okay. because it's not like it's out there right now, you know, killing people.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Oh, I was being sarcastic.
Oh. Yeah, because you seem like you were being sarcastic.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
I'm really creeped out right now. I didn't want to agree to this interview, but now I have to just go along with it.
Sure.
No, I'm okay. I'm good. But so is there anything else that you can tell us about this?
So realistically, you know, we're doing a lot more research. We're going to release a lot more details as it comes, but you know, we want your thoughts on what you've seen, what you think about. You know, everyone's read about H1Z1 at some point. You definitely should look up Povaglia. It's a very, very strange island with a very strange history.
If you guys have any stories about this H1Z1 so-called hoax, if you know anything from your ancestors about the Dark Ages or the island of Povaglia or things that may have happened during World War II that you think would be information that we need to know, let us know. Because it seems like there's a lot to be discovered here.
There's a lot of history behind this island, and we think it's pretty important. So.
All right, well, maybe the community can help us find the pieces.
Let's hope so. So yeah, we want to hear you guys' thoughts. You know, tweet us, go out on Reddit and let us know, and yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Radar Z. You are now free to go back to banning people in Twitch from posting obscene images.
All right, we will do that.
Thank you very much. Now it's back to gameplay, I guess. Do we have any Survivor? Do we have any H1Z1 design? Hashtag?
Will it be codes on doors?
Will it be codes on doors? I'm assuming they're trying to say, will there be locks on doors that you can put a code on?
It's all the same thing.
That's definitely something that we've looked into. For now, you're seeing just the beginning stages of the barricades getting put on it. From there, we can talk about what you can put on the barricades.
Following up on that question, after we raid other people's houses, will we be able to burn it to the ground?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is sadistic.
I don't know if you want to answer that one.
Yeah. No, I think Smed has talked about stuff like that. Okay. So the question was, after you raid somebody's house, will you be able to burn their house down? Depending on the things that we've actually talked about internally is, what does that mean? Like, does that mean that the person who builds the house gets to put like flame retardant stuff on it so their house can't be burned down? You know, it's stuff that we have to kind of figure out. It's not very fair if someone just gets their house burned down if they built a lot of time on it. So it's things that we've definitely talked about. There's still a lot of discussion to be had on this game, and a lot of discussion that we're leaving to the community as well. So if you think houses should be burned down, tell us why and how you would like to see it implemented.
Okay, another question from Ryan Bell. Will we see players versus horde?
Players versus horde, like hordes of zombies? Mm-hmm. There will definitely be areas that have a horde of zombies, or the emergent AI can make themselves go into a horde. If a deer runs away from a zombie and that zombie runs after the deer, and then the wolf eats the deer, and then the zombie runs into some more zombies, next thing you know, you have a train of zombies from the original one chasing a deer, and you could run into that horde and it could chase you. So that could definitely be a possibility.
How big is a horde?
I don't know. How big is a horde? Twitch chat, tell us how big a horde is.
Because I mean, how do you answer that? How big is a horde?
Yeah.
Is that 5, 10?
You're gonna have to give us the
ant horde.
We'll ask. Zombies. What are the numbers that they're saying? I think a horde is like 13 to 35.
And is that like a gaggle?
I would say like 50.
50 is a horde?
More of a horde. Yeah.
I would say 12.
12, yeah, I was like 13.
There's a lot of different
I mean, that's a
thoughts.
baker's dozen. It's 13.
Yeah, it's kind of a dozen.
That already has it.
Already, yeah.
So 13.
That's a baker's dozen.
Okay, another question from
It's a baker's
Pool
horde.
Girly. Will you be able to trade items in your backpack with players?
Not sure if we've actually tied down what you can actually do with trading yet. A lot of that stuff is still in discussion. Like a lot of these major questions that you're going to probably ask me are things that we have yet to actually nail down, but are things that we've all talked about in our design meetings that you see. So.
So we have another really important question from
here we go.
Hey Zombies with a Z, and they are asking about female characters.
Yeah, they said earlier that we were going to have female characters eventually. It's something that we don't have currently, but it's something that we actually care about and something that we want to do.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to
I
that.
see why it's so important now. You wanted to know if you wanted to play as a female.
There you go.
I got it. See, I'm quick.
And
You
Tim Meh, Eptic Meh, will the game be supported post-launch with new items and areas?
Supported. The game will obviously be supported post-launch. If you know anything,
you guys aren't leaving.
if you know anything about the company, Sony Online Entertainment, you know that all of our marquee MMOs have lasted at least 10 years. So 15 years with EverQuest. So, and it's already been what? Almost 3 years with PlanetSide 2? Or 2 years? 3 years?
It'll be 2 years this November.
2 years this November. And then DCO is 4 years. 3 years? Almost 4 years.
Okay, Cubos _CZ has a follow-up on the lock question. Can vehicles be locked and kept for upgrades and customization?
Personally, I don't know that question. That's something, again, that we can figure out once we get the more vehicle gameplay
Who's our
oriented.
vehicle designer? Maybe we can ping him later.
Yeah, go ping Chris Roberts.
Chris Roberts.
Chris,
We're
where are
coming
you?
for later.
Are we saying no to rims?
But these questions that are coming out, these are things that are like very obvious gameplay questions that we all have talked about on the design team, and things like locks on doors, locking vehicles. It's just about fleshing out how we want to do it in our game. It's not about, are you going to have this, yes or no? You know, we're still in the phase of figuring out how we want to do these things.
Demon Wolf is asking, will you be able to write stuff on the barricades?
I hope so. I saw that they were working on decals earlier when we walked around, right?
Yeah, we'll see what kind of support we can have for the decals. I mean,
Is your mic on, Jimmy?
Huh? Oh no, I'm just giving Clay the answer, but I can turn my mic on.
There you go. I think he's good
Am I
now.
live?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, as far as decals go, we'll see what kind of systems we can work out with that. I mean, performance being our biggest concern with this game, we want to make sure that people are able to get in at all ranges of PCs. That being said, the whole don't enter dead inside type thing is really sick, right? Or at least warning people that, they're not going to have a good time if they go in, or trolling people even.
I want to be able to spray out like a name of a sign and then write something else underneath it.
You're going to be that guy, like
I'm gonna be
actually
that
when you
guy.
go out in the country, all these broke down, turn all the names into dirty things and all that.
No, it'll be like whatever we claim our land to be, you know?
He's going to clag it up.
That's right.
It's gonna be called.
A couple more questions. Let's see where to go. Will we have unique enemies, or is it just kept to zombies?
Well, you want to go ahead?
There's wildlife, there's people, and there's zombies. I mean, there's going to be different zombies in there. Right now, we only have that one zombie type in. You saw earlier what our character artist, Matt Broom, was working on. We will have multiple zombie types in there. Some of them may act a little bit differently throughout the game based on circumstance, time alive, things like that. The wildlife, obviously, right now we have the wolfen, is an enemy, a little scary. And then beyond that, players, obviously. To me, still, are the scariest enemy. We're very intelligent, and most of us are pretty smart when it comes to video games, so they're going to be the scariest opponents.
Oh yeah, humans by far are the most scary target in a game like this.
But that doesn't necessarily mean the most dangerous.
They can also be your best ally.
It's true. It's true.
So
Depends on how you like to play, right?
yeah, exactly. Depends on how you meet with them and talk to them and
Sure.
who they are.
Cool. And from Saz Gaming, will players have food drinking bars, like showing if it's low or not? And I know this is a big topic of discussion internally.
Right now, currently in the game that you're seeing, it's hidden on the HUD, but it's on a menu. But we haven't really. This is actually a big email thread that we're talking about right now. Is what to do with these status bars and where they're going to go. So you'll see probably throughout the game development cycle changes to them. Currently, we just haven't nailed down something that we are proud of yet, or something that we really like to show as a final piece of the status bar. So for now, they're not on the HUD, and each one gives a different kind of feel. Not having them there versus having them there. So we're learning a lot of things about those status bars.
Yeah, give us your feedback on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let us know.
This question goes to kind of the ambiance and the setting of the game. Will we be getting true cities, possibly hundreds of buildings, or just small towns? And that comes from Anthony Jones.
Well, Anthony Jones.
I like that name.
Yeah, hey,
Tony
it's like
Jones.
it's like just like his name. this setting that we're in is kind of like Middletown, USA, America. So this isn't a place where you would find massive hundreds and hundreds of buildings. This is more of a place that you would drive through in a scary town, and it would be that small town that you see that kind of feels like it's kind of like a creepy town. We will have a major town area. But that's not to say that we can't build, multiple residential areas or multiple little industry areas. But I wouldn't try to think that this would be something that looks like Manhattan. This is supposed to be a small town, Middletown, USA type of town.
Strip malls.
So think of that: strip malls,
Abandoned strip mall.
abandoned strip malls.
Why
What,
abandoned?
Lenny? What else are we gonna have? Lenny's right there. What are we gonna have?
Come here, Lenny.
He'll tell you what the kind of stuff that you'll see in our town.
Yeah, currently in the town, exactly what you said, strip malls,
Fast food
mines,
chains. Maybe.
factories type of stuff. Yeah, eventually, we're working towards doing eventually underground type military bases or stuff like that.
Nice. Well, what about some of the stuff that you sent on the list that you wanted names for? Like those things should be like stuff eventually.
Oh
right?
yeah, like supermarkets, grocery
Yeah.
stores, department stores,
And those are
big
when you,
stuff.
and when you say department store, people don't think of like a department store. People think of, oh my gosh, that's a massive thing that I can go loot and raid and live in. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're thinking of something like, I don't know, like the size of like a Walmart type store or something.
Yeah.
We could have stuff like that, but this is in the early years, so a lot of this mayhem has already happened, like the day of or week of the apocalypse. So a lot of stuff is going to be looted, but that doesn't mean everything's gone.
Yep.
So you can still go in there and possibly find something. It's you're searching.
Sweet. I love it. And I get to actually place all that stuff in the world. So I'm like, I want to build your